Welcome to the series Compliance at the University of Washington. This video is the third in the series and is designed to provide an overview of institution-wide compliance at the University of Washington.
The first video in this series explained that government regulators have significantly stepped up enforcement of many higher education compliance provisions in recent years, from accounting and auditing requirements to the mandates of Title IX and the Clery Act. Ensuring compliance in this environment demands focused and coordinated efforts by staff, faculty, and students across a university. Such efforts must be directed at supporting efficient and effective compliance practices. These practices should be consistently applied and efforts properly documented to demonstrate to the university community and regulators that compliance is deemed a fundamental priority. This video demonstrates how the University of Washington accomplishes that work.
Faculty and staff across the university have long performed the day-to-day tasks of compliance under the guidance and direction of subject matter experts. For example, the University of Washington's Office of Research oversees and manages the administrative elements of most research-related work. Such work includes compliance with dozens of relevant rules, laws, and regulations. Faculty, staff, and students working in clinics and laboratories follow established protocols to ensure a safe environment for researchers and their subjects.
There are hundreds of other laws and regulations governing university operations beyond research, many of which do not fall neatly into single reporting or organizational structures. To address this, the University of Washington organizes its compliance obligations into 6 broad areas: research, health and safety, information, financial, civil rights and employment, and special areas, which includes global activities.
These folders represent all of the relevant laws and topics, and the numerous faculty, staff, and organizational units handling compliance responsibilities across the institution. The folders transcend organizational structures. Athletics and medicine maintain their own specialized compliance programs due to the unique nature of college sports and healthcare.
A coordinated system of support, oversight, and governance is critical to align the complex work of compliance at a large research institution. The first component of the coordinated system at the University of Washington, represented by these gears, is compliance services. Compliance Services works with the subject areas to facilitate and support compliance work being done across the institution. Compliance Services has the following responsibilities:
Convene representatives from each of the 6 subject areas on a rotating basis to identify and assess priorities. These representatives come from diverse organizational units across the university and therefore may not otherwise meet regularly.
Coordinate projects and initiatives among and between key compliance areas. For example, Compliance Services provides support to a task force convened to make recommendations for improving the effectiveness and efficiency of health and safety governance practices at the institution.
Create relevant training and education modules, such as a video that provides training on compliance with laws that protect students' education records from disclosure without consent.
Establish defined and consistent standards for communicating and interacting with regulators, auditors, and accreditors.
Facilitate regular and consistent reporting on institution-wide compliance to the Board of Regents and senior leadership.
Compliance Services also coordinates its work with university risk, legal, and audit functions to forecast, develop, and guide the institution's compliance priorities.
Compliance Services utilizes the 7 elements of effective compliance to structure and frame its work, as described in the second video in this series.
Compliance Services supports the Compliance Working Committee and Compliance Steering Committee. The Compliance Working Committee includes representatives from each of the subject areas. They oversee units with significant compliance obligations and are therefore uniquely positioned to guide the institution and ensure achievement of its compliance objectives. The Working Committee members identify the institution's compliance goals, monitor changes in the regulatory environment, establish projects to address compliance gaps, and leverage resources for greater efficiency and effectiveness. This committee was appointed by the Provost and is chaired by the Associate Vice Provost for Compliance and Risk Services.
The Compliance Steering Committee members review and approve policy recommendations from the Working Committee, remove obstacles that can arise in a decentralized university environment, and encourage cross-functional collaboration to accomplish compliance objectives. The Compliance Steering Committee is composed primarily of vice presidents and is chaired by the Provost. The President, Provost, and Board of Regents provide critical oversight of compliance across the institution. The President and Provost set a tone from the top that establishes expectations for compliance with relevant laws and regulations. They provide resources to support compliance work and link operations to the university's academic and research mission. Important regulatory developments and related organizational initiatives are reported quarterly to the Board of Regents, the university's governing body. Among the Regent's key responsibilities is to ensure that the compliance program is independent, respected, and appropriately resourced and funded. The University of Washington's compliance system is designed to engage the faculty and staff conducting research or performing academic, medical, or administrative work across the compliance subject areas. Every person has a role in ensuring that the university complies with the hundreds of laws, rules, and regulations that govern its operations. These roles include oversight by the Board of Regents, leadership from the President and Provost, guidance from the compliance committees, coordination from compliance services, and the ongoing continuous improvement efforts of employees across the institution. This effective compliance system supports the University of Washington's academic and research mission and keeps its diverse community safe, strong, and healthy. This completes the third part of the series, Compliance at the University of Washington. Thanks for watching.